Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt. Welcome back to Farlands or Bust. Boom! This is episode 622, my friends. 622. And we are going to be... why not plant a couple trees, get Wolfie, and continue west to the Farlands here in Minecraft Beta 1.7.3. Let us arrange some of our inventories. We also, I see pigs over there, so I think we're gonna need more treats for Wolfie. He's already let me know his displeasure with the lack of treats. So let's come over here and do such a thing. Give him the old punch. Say the old punch. Then the old Wolfie. Kabam! Oh, that pig was dry. But yeah, this is episode 622. For your Tuesday, November 15th, 2016. Woof, indeed. We are continuing to raise money for Child's Play charity over at farlandsorbust.com. We are currently at $43,666.64. Not 66 cents, 64 cents. 72% of the way to our $60,000 goal. Raising money to help get toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world, as we've been doing for over 5 years, and as we've raised over $370-ish thousand for the cause. Your continued support is much appreciated and is much motivation for me to continue on, carry on. Whoops, missed the jump, and continue west here to the Farlands. You know what? I think I did last episode. I mentioned that I might have accidentally slipped the F key. Beg pardon? Did you bleep it out? No. When you click F, that changes the fog distance. And we discovered, well, maybe not. Maybe that was the default. We discovered one less from full is kind of helpful. I thought maybe that was linked with the weird freezes, the game freezes we were getting at random intervals, but I don't think so, because those still happen at random intervals. But it makes me feel better just to have a little bit of fog on the horizon. But yeah, farlandsorbust.com, is where you want to keep going, keep donating to Child's Play charity. And when we do raise that $60,000, I'll press another key on my keyboard, the F3 key, which gives us the total distance walked from the center of the map. We don't know what that number is, and we haven't pressed since last season, the end of last season, the last time we met our goal, which was $50,000. So, farlandsorbust.com, much appreciated, my friends. Much appreciated indeed. But carrying on, how's everybody doing? Is everybody doing okay? How is everybody doing? I'm always very interested and concerned for the well-being of my Farlanders around the world, wherever you may be. Everybody doing okay? Drinking enough water? You got your support structures in place. People you can call and talk to. Have some face-to-face time. Yes, social interaction. That's good, right, Wolfie? You're socially interacting with that sand, it would appear. So yeah, let's continue on. I do have really just questions to get to in this episode. For people who donated to Child's Play charity, they ask questions in the comment box, and I answer them, much like for Farlands or Bust Fridays, like we had last week. I answered questions from people who donated on that Friday as a little bit of a motivator for the live stream portion of Farlands or Bust. Of course, we had some very interesting questions along the lines of my clothing choices. I didn't know that would be such a shocking revelation. Revelation? Revelation. Why not? Ooh. I guess I'm weirder than I thought. Am I right or am I right? I don't have a shovel anymore. Or an iron pickaxe. Are my tools, like, losing durability whilst I sleep? Is that something that happens? What's going on? I could swear they weren't that bad off previously, but I guess so. There we go. Don't mind if I do. Do I have boats? I have boats. I'm good on the boats. Yeah, I did not realize. I didn't realize at all that the layering of clothes was a controversial topic indeed. But I'm glad I could humor everybody. Let's see if some questions today lead us to being humored. This first one from Carita. Yeah, this one actually is a little bit horrifying. You once tweeted that you had a dream where your forearms were growing strips of cabbage, and you had to keep tearing them out from under your skin. Yes, thank you for that memory. I had all but forgotten about it, and now I feel sick. I remember this because my answer to this tweet was my first tweet ever. Have you had any crazy, weird dreams lately? Do you usually remember your dreams? Well, I usually try to forget those types of dreams until people bring them up again. But yeah, that was a really weird and one of those just disturbingly vivid dreams. The cabbage skin dreams. Kind of unique, but along the same lines of your teeth shattering out, or like showing up to high school, having not been in the high school in the past 20 whatever years, and having a test, or not remembering your locker combination, or where your locker even is, or oops, you're only in your underwear and not your boxers and briefs. Whoa, whoa, Wolfie! Excuse me, we are under attack. What does this guy think he's all about? What's up, guy? Why don't you, you know, I think you should expire. Excuse me, Wolfie. Boom! Headshot. Skeleton residue? I don't really need it. Alright, hold on. There's either a spawner down here or just... Was this a random... Probably from that dark area or something under these trees. It was just a random dude. Oh, there's even other stuff right here too. Huh. Strange and unusual. Speaking of strange and unusual. But yeah, I don't... I've always wanted to, like, keep a dream journal, and then, you know, people say that then helps you have, you know, better sleep and more control of your dreams, and then you could lucid dream, and dreams have been a frequent topic here on Farlander Bust. We've talked about such things as lucid dreaming, or these weird nightmares, or vivid memories that we have, or a frequent topic has been the sleep paralysis. We talked about quite a bit, and then I think more recently I mentioned the Alice in Wonderland syndrome, sort of tie in with that. But not really any crazy weird dreams lately. I do keep having dreams where I have like a lot of hair. And perhaps those are just hopeful dreams, and then I'm sad when I wake up. But just all of a sudden... I have not like a normal, like, oh, you know, whatever part on the left, or, you know, have it whatever, like huge amounts of long hair that I never have possessed in my entire life. But that's kind of weird, right? That's a little bit unusual. I'm not exactly sure where that comes from at all, really. But yeah, nothing to write home with about. And yeah, since I don't take much or any time to write things down or ponder things, dreams in the morning or anything like that, I guess I do fairly quickly forget them, you know, the details of them or whatever. So, I mean, yeah, nothing. No amusing dreams. I'm sorry, but thank you so much for reminding me about the cabbage thing. That one was gross. That one was really gross. And I can describe it for you, but I don't even want to do that because it gives me the willies. It gives me the cabbages. Oh, man. Anyway, we have a donation from Torrin Darkflight, who asks, what do you think the greatest invention of the past 100 years was? My answer would be the internet, because of how much it has opened up the entire world to readily available instant information and communication. True, right. Although you have to stop and wonder, like, how do you classify the internet as an invention? It's a... Yeah, I don't know. It, in and of itself, isn't the invention. I mean, sure, it was started by, like, what, Caltech or something like that back in the late 70s or whatever. But yeah, I don't... that's a tough one. That's a tough noodle to crack. If that's a term that I can just invent right now. I mean, you can go... Obviously, I'm a little bit more... Oh, I don't know... bias in this regard. Let's go to sleep. And I'll let you know all about my biases in the morning. And a biasness. Oh man, but my interest in spaceflight, I would almost say spaceflight is the most important invention because of spaceflight and our ability to put satellites, communication satellites into space. Things like the internet, global communication are all possible, and these are all coming about as a direct result of spaceflight, crewed spaceflight, scientific spaceflight, deep space exploration. So that would, you know, it's kind of putting the cart before the horse there if you're talking about the internet, I suppose. Not essential for it, but certainly integral. Integral, I say, integral. Yeah, that is a tough question, my friends. That is a tough question. Of course, 100 years? So, like, when was the polio vaccine invented? That was a pretty important one, I'd say. Or just vaccines in general. You know, stopping global plagues. Pretty important, and perhaps saved a few people that later went on to invent such things as communication satellites or internet or whatever. So yeah, that's one that I simply... it's hard to grasp the scope of many things. I mean, people could probably even say international flight, like airline travel, really shrunk in the past 100 years, in the past 50 years, shrunk the size of our planet and the availability to visit various places and people and how business is done. Whereas prior to it, you know, it's, well, I'll see you in 2 months after my ship arrives. You know, it's, yeah, it's really tough to really pin down one particular thing. And I guess that's kind of the lesson to be learned, is that it isn't. It's a system. It's a ecosystem of various many different advances, technologies, and whatnot that led us to currently where we may be and where we may be going. Indeed, but thank you very much for that donation to Child's Play Charity and that question. Torrin Darkflight, a name that I cannot resist but saying in a like very regal, medieval style voice, I guess is what that one is. I'm calling that. That's what I'm calling it. It's the medieval voice. Stanko donated to Child's Play Charity and asked, "What's your opinion on big tech companies? I'm a computer science student finishing my studies and was thinking of applying for a job at one of the big five." What are the big five? Google, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, probably? Is that what you're thinking? Blah, 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 blah. From my standpoint, they seem like cold, bureaucratic machinery that grinds people down. Do you think that startups are better suited for students after college? Well, not knowing computer science and job markets and the schooling or competition or anything like that, I'm not sure. I hear very many mixed things from the very many friends I have who have variously been employed or are employed or were employed by one of those big five, as you call them. Personally speaking, and something that I wish I knew out of college, was to perhaps focus on and try entrepreneurship, self-employment. I'm not sure, again, how feasible that might be in your particular field, but I feel like, especially, well, I'm biased on this as well. I'm currently self-employed, obviously, and I personally could not see myself being employed anymore ever again, which is kind of a scary thing. It's kind of a strange mindset that I'm in. That I know perhaps there is limited time in what I'm doing, so to not feel like I have alternative options is a bit of a worry point, I guess you could say. But yeah, I would really suggest trying that on for size right away. It's kind of when you're, and maybe not even just self-employment, just entrepreneurship, and maybe that's what you also mean by startups. I suppose right out of college is when you still are in contact with and know a lot of your classmates who may have similar skills and talents and interests that you can go into something together, a venture, if you will. But it's certainly, it's certainly and probably and definitely more difficult, especially when most colleges, at least the ones I came from, are all focused around the ultimate goal of getting a job, not necessarily creating a job for yourself, right? Just the way certain curriculum are structured and just the language and the processes involved there. But yeah, it's, I mean, if you have an opportunity, and it seems like a great opportunity, I think it would really help if you had friends or colleagues already at one of these big companies. I feel like going in it alone would be quite daunting, and again, that's probably just me and my introversion and shyness. But that just, you know, you could get caught up in the bureaucratic machinery, as you called it, if you're just going it alone and you don't have again, that support structure I mentioned earlier in the episode, without a common interest there. But with warning, I would heed never to fully dedicate yourself or pledge your allegiance to any company you work for, to whether it's one of the big ones or a smaller one. And again, pessimism on my part, having seen, like I said, many friends go through many things with big companies, small companies, whatever. Or even, I mean, this even extends, sure, as employees, but this even extends to as consumers. Don't pledge allegiance. Don't get don't get loyal. Yeah, here we go. That's the word I was looking for. Loyal. Don't be, brand loyalty. Obviously, it's what all the companies want, because they got your money once. They want to continue getting your money. Brand loyalty, getting locked in, getting just putting all your chips into one basket is a very dangerous thing, because as corporations, they don't care about you at all. And let me quantify that. The corporations do not care about you at all. There may be people within the corporation that care about you a lot, or who want to see you succeed, or want to give you opportunities, but the corporation itself, the company itself, cares not about you, the individual. It literally exists to make money. And if it thinks it can make more money by giving you the boot, or screwing you over somehow, or underpaying you, or taking away benefits, or whatever, it will do that at its earliest convenience, regardless. And again, oh, no, this place I work for would never do that. Oh, no, this place has a great culture. It would never do that. That's very much in their favor for you to continue thinking that. And same thing as a consumer. Oh, I'll only buy this type of car, or I'll only buy this type of computer, or oh, I'll only buy this beer, or this whatever. Everything else stinks. You're just a number, and that number is followed by a dollar sign to them. So, and they don't want you to look elsewhere or have competing ideas, you know. And that's you can get into a lot of trouble, is what I'm saying. You can get screwed pretty much by just being too blind to the possibilities, and that's a shame. And you see and hear stories about that all the time. And you see stories in the alternate direction as well, but it's still, just from my own personal experience, make sure you don't put all your eggs in one basket, and that's why I'm personally happy that I'm able to leverage, I suppose, a buzzword I can use, lingo, starting to do more live streams than YouTube, because YouTube, sure, this great, amazing, run by Google, I own a Google phone, blah, 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 company that allowed me to have this opportunity in what I'm doing now, but they've not been making me and many of my friends very happy lately, so let's see what Twitch is up to. But there's some Twitch stuff that makes me unhappy as well, and I, maybe they're all right for now, and blah, 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 but, it's always, I hope for success with Beam, Beam, not myself, but like the platform. So there's like another option, just to have different options. And okay, maybe now I'm more dependent on Patreon, but I certainly criticize and have some issues with that platform as well. Just yeah, and I know that's hard to do if you're just trying to find a job with an employer, but yeah, just keep things available and open and options for yourself, so that other people and other corporations can't take those options away from you. Let's go to sleep. Cabbage arms, cabbage arms. Oh, cabbage arms. All right. That zombie is fire. There he goes. I was going to say, that's a fireproof zombie. He's coated in Teflon. Indeed. So on that happy note, let's continue on. Yeah, and I'm generally a bit pessimistic in regards to that stuff. But I think it kind of pays to be. It really pays to be. You can, holy moly, look at all these spiders. 5 spiders. Count them, 5 spiders. It really, yeah, it just pays to have your options open, And yeah, that's where I'll leave that, I suppose. And having those alternate support structures. Support structures! There's a title of an episode for you. You know what I forgot to mention? It is episode 622, remember? We found this golden apple on episode 311. Mathematics would tell us that it took us 311 episodes to find the golden apple. Is it exactly another 311 episodes to find another golden apple? Is that the likelihood? The chances, my friends? Is that why I'm taking particular time to see if this is a spawner down here? I don't think it's a spawner. I only hear one spider, honestly. And a skeleton. Alright, no. Never mind. Changing my mind about that. I really do hope we find a spawner so I could put my theory to the test. We tried to do some simple math, because it's, what is it, 0.08% chance that a dungeon chest will carry a golden apple in this version of the game. A reminder that apples don't exist in this game. So therefore you cannot craft a golden apple at all. So it's the rarest item in this version of the game, Beta 173. And I did some rudimentary math, keeping in mind that I did very poorly in math in school. And it, I tried to figure out, okay, we maybe find a spawner once every 4 episodes, 5 episodes or something, so each spawner usually has 2 chests, and I did some rudimentary math, and it came out to be something like we should find one every 300 or so episodes. But of course, that also negates the way that actual statistics and chance works. We can find 2 episodes in a row and then not find one for another 6,000 episodes or whatever. So, yeah, it's... And certainly, by the chance, we do pass up quite a few spawners that could have golden apples in them that we simply don't see, because we're following our... Wolfie? There we are. We're following our rule of not searching, digging for spawners that we do not see. I can't remember when we come up with that. I think we came up with that when I heard something and I was digging to it, and then the sand and all the gravel collapsed around us. It's part of the Farlander flashback called Oh S-word and exclamation point, pound sign, asterisk. That might have been when we came up with the idea. Also, it takes a while. Look at that sideways heart. Look at it. This game loves us. Let's pledge our allegiance to the game of Minecraft. Oh, man. Boop. It's telling us to go west. Okay, heart tree. We'll go west. Or a fish. Is that a fish or a heart? Fish? Fish heart. Heart fish. There's my compass. Ooh, that stuff. That stuff's in some pretty bad shape. Let's answer a question here from... I'm trying to find a little bit more of a lighthearted one. We've had a few heavy ones here. Let's answer one from Bradley in the UK. Have you ever participated in Reddit Secret Santa? Would you ever consider participating in the future? No, and probably no, because I'm not big into the culture or even just the website of reddit.com. I don't feel like I particularly even know what is involved with the Reddit Secret Santa. I just know that every year somebody gets something from Bill Gates or something like that, and it's like kind of crazy. But probably not. I mean, I have participated. Like kind of really the first Secret Santa I ever participated in was the Mindcrack Secret Santa last year. Right? That was a fun time indeed. I still got a... Dang it. I still got a... Seth Bling had me, and he got me a science kit, like a children's science kit. I still gotta, like, open that up. Perhaps that is something I can do on stream. Just to keep that in mind for a, like, creative science stream. But, yeah, that's as close as I've come. And perhaps we'll do something similar this year. I don't know, to be honest, but perhaps. So that'd be pretty neat to look forward to. But yeah, thank you very much. Who was that? That was Bradley. Thank you very much for that donation and question. Oop. No spawners, huh? Got half a day, a little bit less than half a day to find a spawner. To test our theory of the golden apple. The theory of the golden apple. Oops. I need a theory of a boat. That's what I'm going to need right now, if I can't say so. And I do. Boop. Boop. Speaking of school and not being good at math, Abraham asks, what were your study habits in school? Did you go to college? What did you study? I did go to college. A few colleges, actually. Studied art. I wanted to be a graphic designer, but ended up in like a fine arts degree curriculum. Started out in graphic arts, which is kind of print arts, like presses, printing presses, and CMYK and all that stuff. But then I decided that was too technical. It was really valuable to learn all that stuff, and then switch over to graphic design. And then I kind of flirted more with fine arts, digital fine arts. That is to say, audio design, visual art using computers as opposed to, canvases or 3D sculpture or anything like that. Although I did all that stuff as well as part of the fine arts curriculum. And then a little bit after getting that degree, I took some classes in advertising. Ooh, this is a place we've found, is it not? That's some lava over there, gotta be careful. Let's go down here. I like this valley, I like that, that's neat. Ooh, careful, Wolfie. What were my study habits? Not good. To the point of I would... Late, unfortunately, in my college career, I discovered that I did a lot better if I didn't study. Like before a test or a quiz or whatever is what I'm saying. Certainly I excelled much better in, like, the liberal arts courses, your, writing and English and stuff. Did very well in those. Did very well in art, obviously, and stuff like that, but when it came to stuff like math or history or took a geology class, which I found to be actually kind of unfortunate. I didn't expand into more classes with that. I just took it as an elective. I found for that stuff, the teacher definitely helps, but in lectures, if I just take good notes during lectures and during the classroom time, the simple act of taking the notes commits it, maybe not commits it, but puts it in my memory much better than any amount of going back home and quizzing myself or going over the index of the book or reading the book again or the chapter or whatever. The simple act of just taking notes, I don't know what it was. Maybe it is that visual, that kind of art side of me that, when I create something, it tends to stick in my brain better than just regurgitating what somebody else had created or told me. But that really worked out well. Doesn't work out too well with math, unfortunately. I did very poorly in math and took only the lowest level I could get away with. Had to actually, when I got to college, had to take a reverse rudimentary math, because I only took the minimum level in high school and was done with math by the time I was like in sophomore year or something like that. So it'd been in a couple of years since I'd taken a math class. Never took, like the highest I did was algebra. Never took a calculus or a triangulus or whatever the other maths that are out there that people, it seems like everybody but me was forced to take. Got away without doing any of that stuff. It just is one of those things that didn't click, probably because it wasn't a kind of a visual, kind of was, but wasn't really a visual medium. It's more of a theoretical and fictional medium that really never stuck to the ribs. But yeah, those were, I'd say, like I said, unfortunately I kind of figured that out a little bit late. I wish I knew that, and perhaps it wasn't the case through like high school. Would have saved me a lot of trouble trying to hopelessly study for tests or classes or quizzes or whatever, exams. Hello, Wolfie. Whoa, you're excited for something. Let's get you back outside. Whoa, bouncy boy. Let's fill out the rest of the hidey hole here. So no spawner today. I guess the countdown is on, is when we're going to see our next golden apple. It's probably not going to be for a very, very long time. Or ever. So, yeah, thank you very much. That was Abraham for that question. Much appreciated, my friend. Let's secure the hidey hole. Let's place down our workbench. Make some bids. Remind everybody to go to farlanderbus.com. Donate to Child's Play charity. That'd be much appreciated. Also, that what I mentioned last week, Desert Bus is still ongoing. They're going to go for, like, I think the total is up to like 130-something hours now. They continue the marathon based on how much, kind of like Zeldathon works. There's different, unlock another hour of the marathon or whatever for the donations or whatever. So they're going on for quite a while, and been checking in on that. The bad astronomer, Phil Plate, was a guest this morning, so that was neat to watch. And yeah, that all goes to Child's Play charity as well. And I appreciate all the support for that, and for this, and for myself, and the other, and the Wolfies, and the children's, and the flobs, and the flobs. Indeed. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time. And then I'm sad when I wake up.